Hello, my friends and family. This is a message for whoever connects to it. And the message is take, take the leap and take the lead. So, this message is for those people who have been working on themselves or who are just starting to find out that they may have some things that they do or the ways that they think that may be not so good for you, and how to be more harmonious with everything around you. And I mean, not just people, but nature. Nature is really alive, and she is more God than some people can be, you know. And I'm not saying that people aren't of God, because we're all of God. Even those whom we think that we're separated from and that they're evil or whatnot, that's really, just a broken aspect of us. And so, you know, I know that they really can be fixed, or there are just, you know, we should basically make their experience a little bit more better because they've always suffered. And it's because people suffer too much that they become broken and they become criminals and they become killers and, and rapists and whatnot. And it's because they're broken. They're broken parts of us. And so um, we're on a collective mission to help everything, not just us people. Of course, we do have a big influence on the environment, but we also need to put our attention on the environment, on the plants, on trees, on the oceans, on the lands, and to basically find your inner self and your higher self. Um, because we're at a time where a lot of people are confused. A lot of people don't know what's going to go on, and you know what? Don't worry about how it's going to go. I mean, that's why I'm not stressed, because I know it's getting better. I see it getting better. Like there are so many new things that we didn't have that are going towards what we're needing and are actually for the environment. Our people are all of a sudden becoming gardeners. Why? Because nature is needing our assistance. Nature wants you to see how many resources she can give you just from the ground that you walk on, and how the ground that you walk on can give you all that you need. And it's really like we make it more complex than we need to, like with politics and government and these systems and that system and this system and that system, and we're having to utilize all these systems in our lives. It gets very overwhelming, it gets very stressful, it gets very time consuming. And it's because we're on this race to make money and to make a career, because money, we are always striving for money. And it's like somehow a part of us. And so we must make like a relationship with it to either get it out of our presence and change it, or to make it a part of our presence. And so I'm um I'm the type who likes to dive in and see what happens and see if we can make something different, or whatever, or if we have to create something new because that just didn't work out. And so that's why you're here, is because you're a take a leap kind of person like me. And I'm not just going to settle for what is or for what has been, but if I can make something new, then I'm going to make something new. And that's just what I feel is the best thing to do. And so if you're into the new and you're going to take a leap for not really worried about people and their aspect of how it should be, and to just create what is true for you, and that's your way. Um, I just also want to share that, yes, as a person who believes in God, um, Our religion and our mentality is that we tend to expect it a certain way, and the fact that we need to release that, and that it's the way that they need it, and it's not any way that I need it to be, but I can just simply give you advice on what I've done and how I've seen it. Because you, just because I saw it some certain way, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to see it the way I saw it. And so it is merely there just to give you an aspect of thinking and of another option that maybe you might like, and so you might even adapt your own little way to it or whatever. But it was just somewhat more of your interpretation, and so you can kind of utilize it, but kind of make it your own, by adding or subtracting whatever you need. And because I try and make it to where I'm able to connect with anyone, because it really is for anyone. And I know it can be confusing, and it can take you into the mind, and the mind can get into some dark places, but do not fear, because this is your test of your mind. And though some are susceptible to falling for these certain things and can actually have that control them, they don't realize that's actually only them. And you are more powerful than anything that is not of this realm. You are more powerful. So that's why God knows, like, anything that is not really of this realm that you can't really see is not really that powerful, because people have to see it. People have to, you know, touch it, taste it, whatever. And so if you have like demons or whatever, if they really cannot touch you, or if they're actually touching you, realize that you can stop this by simply telling them to leave you the F alone. That's what I did. One time I had something trying to cast the darkness over me. And at first I was like, I was kind of like, okay, what the, I was kind of confused and feeling like worried. But I've realized that it is actually an aspect of God. Is just because of, the past broken people. They basically are still there trying to stop people, because they didn't know any better. They thought they were the highest or whatever, and they're actually very low. And so it's like we need to rise above that. You're more powerful than any devil, demon, or whatever you want to call it. you know and I remember I just told wait a minute, my God tells me that I can freaking, and nobody's going to control me. God gives me free will. So if you're trying to control me and trying to say that I'm this or that or whatever, I don't think so. And it disappeared, bam, like that. So I suggest for anyone having some issues with darkness, or maybe things that you don't want to see, things that are scary or whatever, either find the truth of that it's really not anything scary. It's really something they're either trying to talk to you or trying to connect with you. Or if it is something scary and it's trying to scare you, trying to consume you and take you, guess what? You tell it to get the hell on out of here, and that God lives within you, and God is with you, and you are part of God, and so He has no authority over you because you are alive. And that's all I have to say about that. And just know it. But anyway, I don't want to make my videos too long, because I know people have a lot of things going on. So God bless y'all. I love y'all. And take that leap and take the lead.